Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Famous ACME Comedy Theater and to tonight's episode of Hollywood Stands Up Open Mic Live. Now please welcome to the stage the host of the Open Mic Live, Ian Tindell.
All right, thank you guys. Welcome to Hollywood Stands Up Open Mic Live. I'm your host, Ian Tindell. How are you guys doing? You all right? Yeah? Someone is way better than everyone else in here. That's awesome. All right, thanks for coming. If you guys haven't been here before, let me get you a quick rundown. You will get 4 minutes tonight. I will light you at 3 with that lamp over there on that table. We've got a bunch of comics here tonight, so please don't run the lights. This show is also broadcast live online and then archived later at hollywoodstandsup.com. So if you guys want to check out your set tonight, it's usually available within the next couple of days. hollywoodstandsup.com, you can find it there. Our next open mic will be a week from today, and then that Friday on the 27th, we'll be having a couple of stand-up shows. The first one will be an evening with Mary Mack, featuring Tim Harmston and Carlos Cotton. And then the Comedy Nightcap will be after that, featuring myself, as well as Pauline Yasuda, Alex Hooper, Sean Quinn, Sarah Sweet, Steve Schneider, Scout Durwood, and Trenton Davis. That should be a good show, so check those out. All right, guys, you ready to get this started to do the open mic? Again, one person is way more ready to get this started than everyone else. That's awesome. All right, guys, we're going to kick this off with Rob, followed by Courtney, and then Finn, so give it up for Rob.
Thank you, Ian. Friends, I am so happy to be here to talk to you tonight because I've got some good news. Now, I know that if you're living here in Los Angeles, that comes at a certain cost. You're making certain compromises, certain sacrifices. I know that none of us have the best house or the best apartment. And I know that sometimes you just want to pack it all in and move back to wherever you're from. Because I know that your homes are essentially overrun with gophers. There's that laugh of recognition. That gentleman knows exactly what I'm talking about. So what can you do about gophers? Well, most people fall back on the 3 Ps of gopher control: poison, prayer, and psychedelics. But what a lot of people don't realize is that these can actually attract more gophers than they repel. That's why I'm here, and I'm happy to tell you that there's a better way. It's nature's own gopher control solution, the barn owl. I saw a hand go up in the back, and I assume your question is, are you selling barn owls? And the answer is no. I am here to sell you hope in the form of an attractive line of collectible barn owl nesting boxes. Now, I'm going to take a quick detour to say that if the reason you're here tonight is actually an abundance of barn owls, you're in the wrong seminar. You want building a condor habitat, and that's going on right now in the Sequoia conference room. So those of you that are left are probably wondering, how effective can barn owls be against a gopher population that is currently experiencing a boom not seen since the Gulf War? And let me just tell you that a nesting pair of barn owls can consume upwards of 2,000 gophers per year. And our research shows that this is a fact that our customers find highly divisive. Some ask, or might say, that that does not seem like a lot of gophers. And I encourage, or indeed defy, anyone who finds themselves in this group to spend an entire year eating 3 to 5 gophers per day. The remaining group frequently asks, but won't this lead to a frankly alarming pile of gopher skeletons around and near my barn owl nesting box? And the answer to this question is yes. So what kind of features can you look forward to in one of our premium barn owl nesting boxes? Well, our competitors will tell you that their barn owl nesting boxes, or as we refer to them, barn owl nesting boxes, because there's no way to shorten that phrase, are all designed by master falconers. And while true, the fact is that all barn owl nesting boxes are designed by master falconers. Our line, beginning at just $499.99, it comes equipped with infrared video cameras, allowing you to take crystal clear photos and video of any barn owl that should nest in the box. In addition, each box is equipped with a mounting bracket for our optional barn owl nesting box mounting pole, patent pending. and a booklet full of helpful tips on how to attract a barn owl to your barn owl nesting box. Best of all, our barn owl nesting boxes require no maintenance or cleanup of any kind. And in fact, the company will not assume any liability or responsibility for any damage or harm that should come from disturbing these savage creatures. I'd like to thank you all for your time. My name is Rob Schultz. I have brochures that I'll be happy to hand out in the back after the conference. Thank you.
Is it just me, or did anyone else seriously start thinking, like, yeah, I could use that? I was sitting there like, he sold me. I'm going to get the $499.99 barn owl nesting box. Next to the stage, Courtney, followed by Finn, and then Jason. Give it up for Courtney.
I want a brochure, Rob. You sold that with such confidence. Got it. Is the voice of God pre-recorded, or is he also live? Can you talk to me in the booth?
He's live.
No.
Might not be listening.
All right. Still lonely up here then. That's fine. More about me, because that's why I'm up here. Guys, I just got my hair cut. This one to be exact. My friend told me yesterday that I look like a white Halle Berry. I'll take that. I agree. I know that our breasts look the same. I know that our breasts look the same because she likes to show hers a lot in movies. And sometimes after a shower, I'll linger in there and allow myself to wait until the mirrors become unfogged. Be like, today we're gonna accept ourselves. Halle Berry. That's a toss-up, that joke. That's fine. I'm in a new relationship, you guys. So goes this joke. When I started dating my boyfriend, I told him, I was like, look, I'm not really into like gender roles in relationships. Like, I don't want you to feel like you need to pay for my meals the same way that I don't want to be expected to cook and like pretend to be into anal, you know? And when I told him, he immediately punched me in the face. But when he did, I could tell it was because he was upset with me as a person and not as a woman. You guys, that's the key. It was the amount of force behind it, you know? It was like, you punched me like I was a man. You view me as an equal. We're going really strong, you guys. As strong as his punches. Comics, you know, we work hard to like find our voice in comedy. But it's a little frustrating when my actual voice is like way more adorable than my emotions. Okay. Because I feel like if my thoughts matched my voice, it'd be like, cupcakes, wear Old Navy denim. And if my emotions matched No, what's the order of that wording? You get it. If my thoughts came out, my voice matched my thoughts, it would just be like, death. Again, toss up. We're doing this. I was potty trained by my father, fact. Don't worry, this joke is not going to take a dark incestual turn like you think it would. My father potty trained me, so I like to call him when I'm on the toilet, just to remind him that I took one thing he taught me to heart. The other thing he always tried to instill in me was to never make toilet humor jokes, but you can't win them all, Dad. Can't win them all. I was at a thrift store the other day buying a copy of Angela's Ashes and the screenplay to Thelma and Louise, Like a Lady. And when I went to ring up, there was a woman in front of me who was trying to like haggle the guy down. It was a Jewish lady, which is not, it's both an observation, but it's quite important to the premise of the story. Trying to talk him down from like $20 to $12 or something. And it was in a Jewish lady thrift store, benefiting her. And it was so saddening to see that with how many examples of great Jewish comedians, this woman still could not grasp the beauty of irony. This has been a beautiful moment, all of us, you guys, so I'm gonna go now. Okay, bye.
White Halle Berry, give it up for her. All right, next to the stage, Finn, followed by Jason, and then John. Give it up for Finn. Woo!
What's up? Not gonna try. Not gonna try to keep the energy up, you guys. It's
just do this low key, intimate. Yeah, that's nice. I'm feeling this. Who wants to fuck me? Okay, that's quite enough of that. Fuck. I'm looking for work, you guys. It's not going well. It's not going as I planned. The main thing holding me back is that I'm very lazy and I have no skills. It's like that's the main thing. But also, like, I don't want to work. Like, I don't want any job that exists. Like, my roommate is trying to coach me. She's like, just make a list of your dream jobs, like all the things that you would want to do if you could do anything. And the only thing so far on my list is mystery solver. Not like a detective, because that would really suck. That would be really shitty. Or like a police officer, because who wants that? Just like, basically Murder, She Wrote lady. Like, if I could solve mysteries on like English estates or trains, like that would be dream job for me. That would be number one on my list. But I've been checking Craigslist every day, and not a whole lot of Miss Marple openings. You guys aren't into understated British dramas. That's cool. I might be the only one. Yeah, I was a big science geek in middle school. Loved science. I also loved Limp Bizkit. This was my favorite band, and I figured out a way in middle school to combine these two loves that I had to do both things at once. And what happened was there's a middle school science fair. I did a project. Project was studying the effects of music on plants. Okay, pretty dumb, pretty stupid idea, but I was really into it. I got 3 plants. First plant was control group, did nothing, just light water, regular stuff. Second plant, light water, classical music all day for 2 weeks. I just had a bunch of different classical music CDs I would play. Third plant, I went and bought the album Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water by Limp Bizkit, because that was their most recent album at the time, and I played that to that plant for 2 weeks. Full disclosure, most of the reason I did this project was so I could buy the album Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water. It was a pretty big scam on my part for my parents, but I needed it and I did it. The results were really interesting. The results I loved figuring this out, because the classical music plant and the regular, like the control plant, did about the same. They, like, the classical music plant actually did slightly better than the control plant. Like, it grew slightly more in the 2-week period. The Limp Bizkit plant fucking died. In like the first like 5 days, it just like instantly was dead. Like, it couldn't handle it anymore. Like, I made charts, and the normal ones were just like, and then the Limp Bizkit one just like went straight to hell. Like, just started wearing a backwards baseball cap and Jinko jeans. I was like, I'm gonna drop out of high school and join the military. No plan. You're too young. Guys, you guys have been really great, and I'm gonna leave you on. Thank you so much.
Little known fact about Finn, also known as the White Halle Berry. We've got 2 of them. Find it out, guys. All right, next up, Jason, followed by John, and then Chase. Give it up for Jason.
I was in Hollywood last week, where the stars live, and you'll never believe who I met. Do you guys watch Community? Only one person. Okay. No, the Community. And just walking down the street, you'll never believe it. It was Pavel. Pavel from Community. He was in like 6 episodes. Pavel in the flesh. I met him. It's like a Polish exchange student character. I met him, you guys. He was there. Can you believe that? Like, dreams do come true. Hollywood. We're living the magic. Pavel. That's like, Pavel's like the Monopoly boardwalk game piece of Community castment. Once you have Pavel, you'd be a fool not to complete the set, because you've already won. You just need to get Park Place, which is magnitude in this analogy. He goes pop pop. And I know what you're thinking. What about Black Hitler? Good question. I already met Black Hitler. We went to real community college together. So that was serendipitous. I got him. So I just really need like need magnitude. Fat Neil, if anyone can introduce me to Fat Neil, or Starburns, legendary comedy writer Starburns. This would be a super productive mic for me. Because Pavel, like, oh my God, right? What a dream. Speaking of Hollywood, if I ever make it, or more likely win the lottery, I'm going to use the money to just buy the simplest goddamn things. Because right now, I've just been putting off buying them for like a year. Like a crackhead stole my rear view mirror, and it was $32 to replace it. So I just learned to drive without one. And so if I win the lottery or like really start killing it on the comedy scene, but lottery is where I'm kind of putting my hope in at this point. I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna get like some new socks. As some of you may know, my car is not waterproof, and when it rained 2 weeks ago, it filled with water, and when the water drained, grass started growing out of the floorboards. So if I really make a lot, like if I win like a Mega Millions, I'll fix that. Thinking about like getting some t-shirts maybe. Furniture, like I don't have a chair right now, and so it's really hard to replace the battery in my smoke alarm because I don't own any furniture. So I'm hoping like once the money starts rolling in, I'm gonna just buy like a regular chair, pasta instead of top ramen. I'm gonna get like I'm gonna upgrade to like regular pasta. A new light bulb for that lamp. Just real nice stuff. Yeah. So if anyone, in recap, if anyone can introduce me to like Magnitude, or John Goodman, I guess he's on the show now. That'd be that'd be a super productive mic if that happened. Just let me know. And if anyone has like money, I'm desperate. Thanks, guys.
But seriously, if you do know anyone from Community, please introduce him. That would be helpful. All right. Next up, we've got John Michener, followed by Chase, and then Jonathan Rowell. Give it up for John.
Hey, how's it going? I was up on Hollywood Boulevard the other night and had kind of a scary moment. I was like 2 in the morning. I was walking around, and this guy kept following me. And I turned down one street, he followed me. I turned down the other street, he followed me. Eventually, I turned into an alley to try to get away, and he followed me. So I turned around to see who it was. It was my high school math teacher. I said, "Hey, I don't want any problems." And then the other day, I bumped into my high school science teacher. She came up to me, she said, "You're going to be a star someday." I said, "Are you calling me a nebula?" I was reading in the paper, my hometown news. I saw my high school English teacher passed away. Said she died of natural causes. I started dating this girl, and she's a little younger than me, so she asked me some weird questions like, well, the other night we were out at a bar, and she turns to me and she says, "You ever put an orange in your beer?" I said, "Once in a blue moon." Then we're eating, and she turns to me and she says, "Is there anything in my teeth?" I said, "Yeah, phosphorus, enamel, and various other mineral salts." I don't know if it's going to work out. She farts all the time. I said to her the other day, "Where'd you get your degree in ass communications?" But every time I fart, she makes me put $1 in the jar. Talk about high gas prices. I got a job recently, got a job at a coffee shop in Beverly Hills. It's pretty cool, a lot of celebrities come in. Like, the other day, Julia Roberts. She came in early in the morning, and she wasn't wearing any makeup, but she was actually a very pretty woman. Let's see, Bono. Bono came in. He was really nice. He told me to have a great day. I said, "Thanks, you too." Oh, Penelope Cruz. She was in. Did you know if Penelope Cruz was married to Tom Cruise in the 90s, she'd be Penelope Cruz? But if Penelope Cruz was married to O.J. Simpson in the 90s, she'd be dead. I heard Venus and Serena Williams just opened up a restaurant. I wonder if they serve tennis balls. Coughing right on the punchline. Good, thanks. Ladies, it's nice when your Victoria's Secret catalog comes in the mail. It's gross when your teenage son gets to it first, and he also comes in the mail. My roommate's a model, actually. Not for Victoria's Secret, she's a fashion model. And I can always tell when she has a fashion show coming up because she starts her strict routine of sit-ups, push-ups, and throw-ups. I was on a film set the other day, and we were filming a farm scene. I was an extra, and there was a lot of cows around, and one of the cows walked by me and bumped my shoulder. I turned, I said, "Hey, you got beef?" And I looked closer, and it was pink. I said, "A pink cow? That's rare." I got very sad news to end this. I got through this. I don't know how. My cat died the other night. She was a rescue cat, about 2 years old, and well, it turns out she had an allergic reaction to the condom I was wearing. Thanks.
All right, next to the stage, Chase, followed by Jonathan, and then Pat. Give it up for Chase. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I was driving today, and I saw an Asian driver. That's it. I just saw an Asian driver. No, I'm just kidding. I saw an Asian driver, and they had their windshield wipers on. Like, gorgeous sunny day. Like, I feel like at this point they're not even trying anymore to disprove that stereotype. It's like if you tell someone they're bad at something enough times, they're like, all right, they'll just accept it. But I think we like balance it out by like telling them they're great at math a lot. Like we're always telling them that. And math is really important, you know, like when they get in an accident, passenger flies through the window, they can be like, all right, there was 4 of us originally, one's done, one's dead. 4 minus 1 is 3. You know, fuck you white people. You know? All right, Asian drivers did it. This is like a thing in I think more in movies than in real life, but probably guys have done this in real life when they like do the yawn and stretch move to like put their arm around a girl. I feel like my self-esteem is like so low to the point that if a guy did that to me, I'd be like, are you hitting on me or extremely bored right now? Like I have no concept. Okay, 3rd time, that one's out. That one's out, it's just official. You guys have spoken. Never again. I found Waldo, you guys. He's dead. Died on that beach scene page. You guys know that one? Everyone's at the beach. I can't really say I'm too shocked. He's wearing like a cashmere turtleneck, what appears to be the middle of a heat wave. You know, didn't really think that one through. He tried to like go in the ocean to cool down, but everyone was like looking at the hot dog stand because they thought he was there, drowned. Now they're coming out with a new Where's Waldo book, but like in the larger sense of the word, you know, like where is he? I think he's probably in hell, you know, those books are infuriating. They're the worst. Huge fucking waste of time. Okay, I haven't been really feeling well, so I tried to I went on Google today to like look at like home remedies, like things you can do yourself. And I found a few. There was like you can put a string of onions around your neck for a sore throat, or you can put like chop up potato pieces and put them on your forehead. And you can like eat Vicks Vapor Rub. So you can do that, or you can just like pop a Tylenol. Either one will work. That's how I want it to end. Perfect. Thank you. Thanks.
Chase, if you ever do a comedy album, it should totally be called Fuck You White People. I think that would be perfect. And Waldo. Fuck You White People and Waldo. That'd be great. Next to the stage, Jonathan, followed by Pat, and then Darren. Give it up for Jonathan.
Hello. I was recently in Oklahoma over the weekend, and I grew up here, and so people were like, a few of them, not all of them, were kind of amazed. They were like, "Wait, you're from California?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." They're like, "Do you know any movie stars?" And I don't know. I've met one famous person, but other than that person, I've never met anyone famous. The person who I met was Hillary Duff. She was the big exciting person in my life, and I met her when she was filming that movie, A Cinderella Story, and I don't know why. I wanted an autograph, and I went up to her and I was like, "Hillary," and she was like, "Hey," and she was nice. She pretended like she knew me, and she was eating chili cheese fries, and we talked about the weather, real important stuff, and I said, "Can I get an autograph?" And she says, "Yeah, I can sign a headshot for you. There's a bunch of other people who want an autograph as well. If you go to my bodyguard, he'll write down your name, and I make sure that he'll bring it out of my trailer for you." And I was like, "Great." So I go to her bodyguard, and he says, "Okay, write down your name." And I write down my name in this notebook, and it's like 20 names. And she did. Within an hour, I saw her go into her trailer, and then the bodyguard came out and started handing out to like all the fans the signed headshots. And I put my name, like Jonathan Rowell. Like everyone else put their first and their last name. But for me, I got 2 headshots. I got one signed to Jonathan and one signed to Rowell. So I was like, California's not that great. People do that here, so yeah. On my way over to Oklahoma, there was like a bunch of tornadoes, and we were driving like through Texas, almost to Oklahoma though, and I look, and it's nighttime, and I look to my right, and there's this huge like spirally thing like beaming up into the sky, but it's like a shadow, and it looks like a tornado. So I freak out, and I wake my friend up, and I'm like, "What is that?" And she wakes up and she goes, "Oh my God." And then she's like, "But wait, it's deathly close. Like we should be dead right now." And so I drive a little further, and what it was one of those giant crosses, but it wasn't glowing, it wasn't lit up, it was lit from the back. So the silhouette cast a tornado-like shadow into the sky, and it scared the shit out of me. You know, that's pretty interesting. That's not the first time that I've been scared shitless by a giant cross, but this was for a very different reason than before. All right. I used to go to Christian school for a long time, and I had a teacher named Mr. Orr, and he used to teach in Bible study about the sinfulness of homosexuality. I was like a young gay kid trying to like deal with that, and he would begin the lesson, and I would just zone out because I could not stop staring at his crotch. He had like an amazing crotch, and he was a surfer too. He was so dreamy. So thank you, Mr. Orr, for all those amazing fantasies. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, next up, Pat, followed by Darren, and then Connie. Give it up for Pat. And the tape at the back. Oh, okay, that is Pat. All right.
What's up, guys? I just read those Lord of the Rings books, and I was actually inspired to write a song about them, so here it goes. I want to climb the misty mountains with Frodo and Gimli. We will fight the evil Sauron with all of our strength. It will be a long journey, and Gandalf will not come with us, but we will prevail and throw the ring in a volcano. Dum dum da dum 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 da dum 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 da 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 dum dum da dum 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 da 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 dum 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 da. I just want to return to the Shire. I want to return to the Shire. I want to return to the Shire. I need some figgy pudding. Dum dum da dum 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 da dum 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 da dum dum da dum 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 da dum 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 da. I battled many orcs and I battled many elves and I've won every battle except the battle against myself. It's an internal struggle, one that fills my heart with pain. All day long I want to snort cocaine. Dum dum da dum 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 da dum 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 da dum 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 dum. It's an internal struggle. I've battled my addiction. I've hidden my addiction from Pippin and Sam. But pretty little Legolas sees me for what I am, a violent junkie full of latent racism. My insecurity becomes anger, which I then take out on women. Dum 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 da 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 dum da. Dum 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 da da dum da dum 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 da da dum dum da da da. Guys, I did that for a reason. Sang that song. That was to give you an idea of what it's like to be in a relationship with me. It's like you may think that's moderately annoying now. Just imagine it going on for 20 minutes, 3 inches from your face, and then I try to have sex with you. I have a girlfriend, guys. She's black. A lot of people ask me, Pat, what's that like? Dating a black girl. What's that like? It's great. You know, especially if you love feeling uncomfortable in public. Like if that's your thing. If you like going out, then being like, hey baby, you wanna maybe head home? Order a pizza? Call it a night? I don't know what we're doing at this Yin Yang Twins concert. But I'm getting some weird vibes. Thank you.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I think that might be done. So I think that one's officially done. It's all right when you come up with a Viking helmet and tape. What can I expect? That's about what I should have anticipated on that set. And that stupid song is going to be stuck in my head all day. All right. That's why we have a host, and I know where the extra stands are. Let's see. Can I get it on? All right, here we go. Let's get back to it, guys. Next to the stage, please give it up for Darren, Connie, and Jason, and please do not break any further mic stands. All right, give it up for Darren, guys. Come on, keep it going, Brady. He's doing such a good job. Can't believe that last guy took my whole bit. I'm fascinated. I've been sitting home a lot, guys, and I've been watching this show. Have you heard this show called Finding Bigfoot? Are you guys aware of this show? It's called Finding Bigfoot. I'm not making it up. It's Animal Planet's #1 show. Finding Bigfoot. Now, on this show, they have 3 fanatics, and
and like one pessimist, or as I like to call, 3 fanatics and one less retarded person. So basically on the show, they go into woods, it goes into woodsy area, and they make up words. Like they'll go into the woods and they'll be like, it's pretty squatchy around here. There's a squatch in these woods. And Bigfoot, if you guys don't know this is how Bigfoot communicates. And by the way, Bigfoot is the missing link. So if we find Bigfoot, he's the missing link. And this is how the Bigfoot communicates. He likes to throw rocks at you. He's about 8 feet tall, and he can't rip off your limb, so he'll throw a rock at you. He likes to whistle, and Bigfoot likes to bang on trees. Okay? Why don't we just have a show called Finding the Easter Bunny? Right? Imagine a guy going into the woods like, yeah, it's pretty bunny in these woods. What's that over there? Check that out. That's an egg. That's a real egg. See that? That's a painted egg. Look at this. It's fake grass. Fake grass. There's an Easter bunny here. I'm gonna keep doing this so someone says something. I wanna bring back slavery. Just hear me out. I wanna bring back slavery for one reason. Just because I'm so fucking lonely. Wouldn't it be great just to have a slave just to hang out with the whole time? They have to pay attention to you. They have to laugh, not like you guys are doing to me right now. I had about 20 of them. We travel the country. I'd be the funniest fucking dude. I wouldn't beat them or anything. They would just be my fans. Slavery. Get on board. I was watching this commercial. You know those Dyson commercials? The Dyson guy? I don't understand this guy because he comes on the TV and he acts like he invented something. He's like, after 12,000 tries, I finally invented the vacuum. You're like, no you didn't, dick. It was invented 50 years ago. You can find one at aisle 3, Target. He must be really horrible to have around at dinner parties. Guys, sorry about this. After 10, 12,000 tries, I finally perfected the rump roast. Nothing. Nothing, guys. This is genius stuff coming out of my mouth. I probably should tape my head up and put a Viking helmet on. Alright, that's my time. Thanks, guys. Just want to try it. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, man. Alright. Cool. You didn't break the mic stand. That's point 1 for you. Alright. Next up, we've got Connie followed by Jason and then Gunnar. Alright, give it up for Connie. Give it up for Connie. Give it up for
Hello. So, and I was like, is that an echo? So today I Googled what you should do if you like a guy, ask him out, and he says no. A lot of things came up, and because there's this thing, the thing is like, there's this guy that I liked, and he said he didn't want to go out with me because we worked together, and he was adamant about not dating people that he works with. And so after mulling on that for a while, I decided I'm going to listen to what he said. Not what he meant, but what he said. And it wouldn't be a good idea to date someone that you work with. I told my best friend like 2 minutes ago I was going to do this joke, and she said, just as long as you don't cry, great job. So I win. Take that. I found out recently that I'm guilty of writing fan fiction. My favorite childhood book was Charlotte's Web, and I loved it so gosh darn much that I used to hold dictionaries and pretend that was the sequel to Charlotte's Web, because as a child that was the thickest book I could find, and in my mind it was impossible to finish reading it. And the story that I came up with was quite muddled, to say the least. Like, the very beginning, I was a very dark person as a kid, but in the very beginning of the book, like, all the original characters die. Like, they do this, time passes and they die. And then at some point in the book, a massive world war takes place, because in my mind, all like grown-up books have a massive war in them at some point. Like, I didn't want it there, but it was gonna be there. And I imagined everything just got black and white after a while. So who's excited about Game of Thrones? Yeah. When that guy came up and was like, I was reading Lord of the Rings, I was thinking like, don't you mean Game of Thrones? But the new season is out, and the thing is, like, they're still calling it Game of Thrones, but the second book is actually called A Clash of Kings, not Game of Thrones as the first book. And I can totally understand why they would stick to Game of Thrones instead of Clash of Kings, because Game of Thrones is a badass title. Like, you can't beat that. Like, that's like the Hummer of titles. You can't beat it. Like, it'll run over accidentally other titles. It won't fit in the garage with other titles. But yeah, A Clash of Kings, it sounds like a fashion faux pas. Like, it just sounds like a bunch of kings entered the same realm and they're wearing the exact same thing. And it's just like, that's not exciting. That just sounds embarrassing. Like, is Tim Gunn gonna come out and be like, oh, major wow factor? I just love that. I love it that it has a tiny person actor. And he's the sexiest tiny person actor you ever will see. Like, he really adds dignity to the role. That was legit, that wasn't a joke. Okay, thank you.
All right, guys. Next up, Jason, followed by Gunnar, and then Kyle. Give it up for Jason.
What's up, comics? What's up, internet? I'm Jason Bieber, not related to Justin Bieber. Cannot wait till that fucking kid on these. Gotta tell you guys, I'm Israeli. My mom's Israeli, which means, like, as a kid, typical punishment was getting hit with a wooden spoon. Growing up, typical dinner conversation is, Jason, are you going to go to business school, or you're just going to be a faggot? Faggot is Hebrew for comedian. Gay just means generally artistic. Homo means actor. Cocksucker actually does mean that I would suck cocks, but only in the industry and strictly above the line. So my mom was terrified, absolutely horrified that I grew up to become gay. She didn't want me to be an actor, wouldn't let me ride horses, forbid me from getting a hamster. And but for whatever reason, she felt like sending me to an all-boys school would keep me on the straight and narrow. And when you spend your entire formative years around nothing but guys, you pretty much have two choices when you come out. You either start watching Project Runway or get married immediately. So I got married right out of college. That was fun. It was like playing house, except it was a real house. And she wasn't playing. So we got a divorce. I went to therapy. And pretty much immediately my therapist diagnosed me as a sex addict, which was terrible, because I always thought to be a sex addict you had to have sex with other people. Turns out 8 consecutive hours of masturbation also constitutes a problem. Guys, those sex addiction meetings they're awful. I can't get a sponsor. Nobody wants to shake my hand. Have you guys ever been to someone's house and you're washing your hands in their bathroom and you turn around to dry your hands and you realize the only thing that they've left you to dry your hands is their bath towel? You find yourself wondering, if I was Steve, what part of this towel would I use to dry my balls? Then I wipe my hands on my jeans, I look in the mirror, and I come to the call this a receding hairline, which is bullshit. Waves in the ocean recede. They recede, and they come back. They recede, and then they come back. This is a full-on fucking retreat, guys. This is like 1939 France. My forehead is a big, angry Germany, just clawing its way up. And this is like the Von Trapp family heading for the hills. This is my upper back and lower ass. Guys, I'm Jason. Thanks for listening to jokes I tell.
All right. Place the stand correctly. All right. Here we go. Next up, we've got Gunner, followed by Kyle, and then Whitney. Guys, give it up for Gunner. Gunner.
I'm feeling a little hungover from last night. I think somebody slipped something into one of my 14 beers. You know you're an alcoholic when all your buddies show up at the bar on their bicycles? I hold the record for the most DUIs. I'm not proud of it, but out of all my friends, I can't even get insured in the backseat of a taxi cab. Interesting. I do like this room, though. It reminds me of the good old days when I was little, when I was a kid. I didn't have to explain to everybody why my dingling was so small. It's on. Kids, my friend, they just had a baby girl, and they named her Cherry. I'm thinking, like, the only job this girl is gonna have when she's an adult is, stripper. I mean, you might as well plant a brass pole right in the middle of her crib to give her a head start. Like, ready, go. Go. You'll never hear, like, hi, my name's Cherry, and I just read your MRI, and your brain tumor is inoperable. You would, yeah, it's inoperable. I dated a stripper one time, and everybody thought, oh, hey, that's so cool, you're dating a stripper. But there's a lot of downfalls to it. First of all, there's no quickies. Because not because it's a lack of sex, it just takes you 20 minutes to take your clothes off. She moved in, happens, we start dating, and she turned my closet into the champagne room. A little awkward. Awkward. And then every time we're gonna have sexy time, her / bodyguard and referee guy would be like, keep your hands down, keep your hands down, no touching. True story, almost married her. Thought we had a lot in common, We both work on stage. We both supposed to deliver happy endings. We both work at night. The only difference is you guys don't follow me home and try and rape me in the parking garage. Tell you the game changer though, here's the real deal. I come home and I smell like cigarettes and booze. And then she'd come home and she'd smell like perfume and she'd have dick on her breath. Couldn't stomach it. And that's it. So I'm gonna keep rolling with this sex thing. It dawned on me, the weird thing about sex. The weird thing about sex is the only time that you can hit a woman and get away with it. Like this last girl I was dating, she liked it like really rough, and I was like, wow. She's like, pull my hair, spank me, pull my hair, harder, harder. And I'm like, okay. And then she gets mad at me for doing it. She's like, yeah, in bed, not at the mall. Yeah, the old mall routine, huh? Yeah. Well, I've been doing a lot of screwing around lately, and the same girl, she actually kicked me out of my own house. She caught me peeing in the shower. but I didn't know she was in there. And the guy that was in there with her, he was giving me attitude. He said, "Shh, hey." So I got her back, and I let him keep her, because she's a bit needy at times. Like, for example, we'd be sleeping, and after sleeping, and she'd go, "Hey, Gunner, do you love me?" I go, "Yeah, of course, of course." "Well, how come you didn't say it first?" "Oh, well, because I was sleeping." "That's it. If you love me so much, would you step out in front of a bus and save me?" I'm like, "Hey, is it moving?" Gotta know those things. You guys have been awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
You guys whipped into a frenzy yet? Is it too much so far? Yeah? All right, well, settle down a little bit because we've got a few more comics to go, guys. Or just give it up. I don't know. Kyle, followed by Whitney and then Morgan. So give it up for Kyle. Yeah, there we go.
Thank you. Oh, I just hit my mouth on it. Hi. How's everyone doing? I will say this: never date a comedian. I dated a comedian, and when I told him that I loved him, he was like, "Too soon, too soon." Thank you. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for girls in movies and in real life who are like, "Never the bride, always the bridesmaid." Like, I feel mostly bad for the girl who's just not even invited to the wedding. Thank you. That was a weird delivery. I recently did a big show at a family barbecue. And according to my mom, everyone was wondering, like, why is she on that picnic table and talking into a piece of corn? Thanks. I tried to prepare myself and, oh, okay, here we go. Whenever I write anything, I feel like it turns into like a sad diary entry. It'll be like, "You know what's been bothering me lately?" Well, everything. Sad. Or be like, "What's the deal with me?" Thank you. Appreciate it. The rest of, I'm just going to talk about Sims 3 for the rest of the time. I have a boyfriend on Sims 3. His name is Layton. I don't play the game with like other people, other random sim players. It's just me and the game. Just me and the computer game. Which is why I don't get why it's just so hard for me to make friends with other Sims, because like I'm the only real person playing the game. I feel like I should be really popular, but I have like a very aggressive tactic to making friends. Like I'll just walk into other people's houses, like they don't even know who I am, or I'll go into like the town square and just like find a random person and like get to know that person. Click on them, and be like, "Get to know that person," like 5 times. And mostly the game is usually like, "So and so Sim just thinks you're okay," which is, you know, a bummer always. I don't do comedy for a living, but I would love to, because then I could quit my day job as a stay-at-home roommate. Thank you. I feel like though a lot of people get into comedy because at some point in their life they see another comedian on stage and they just think like that person's a comedian? Like, oh my god, like I could do that, like way better, you know? I feel like I've inspired a lot of people to get into comedy. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Next up, we have Whitney, followed by Morgan, and then Joseph. Give it up for Whitney. Oh, yeah.
So guys, I just moved here to LA. Anybody else transplants? Yeah. I love it. It's great. Because in LA, you get to experience things you never dreamed you would, you know? Like seeing your favorite celebrity, or going to the beach in January, or being the soberest person that you know. Guys, I can't tell you what a thrill it was to realize I was the one saying, hey man, I don't think it's such a good idea to drink something you stole from a prostitute. Oh, it's the city of dreams, I tell you, city of dreams. Guys, I'm getting older. Anybody else here getting older? Yeah, you're getting younger. Benjamin Button in the audience, everybody. Give it up for Benjamin Button. And the older I get, the more I realize how warped our society is. Like the other day I was in the drugstore, and I just noticed that toilet paper packaging implies that it feels as nice as wiping your ass with a baby. All right, the other thing that I don't like about getting older is I'm worried that I'm never going to get my dream job, which for me has always been to be a trust fund brat. You know, because I always thought I would be so good at spending a lot of money and not working. And I called my dad on the phone and I'm like, Dad, come on, get to work. Find some oil or build a railroad. Just get off your ass. My ski trip to Switzerland ain't going to pay for itself. All right, guys, we are rocking and rolling. I'm going to just ditch the material. I'm going to work on something that's new. All right. So I lived in New York on 9/11. And do you guys remember where you were at on 9/11? Yep. I remember that. Everybody remembers exactly where they were on 9/11. And when I tell people, I watch the whole thing just happen. And when I tell people, we always have like a nice sort of human moment, like a connection where we talk about, he was like, I was with my family and we really touched me. I never told my dad I loved him. That moment we did. It was great. And I got to thinking about that. And there are 6 billion people on the planet. So somebody somewhere, there where I was on 9/11 moment, has to start, you know, I had always wanted to get my asshole bleached. Do you remember the asshole bleaching phase in the late 90s, early 2000s? You know, Courtney Cox had gotten her asshole bleached. It was kind of a big deal. So I'm laying there on the bed, and the person brings over the mirror, and I'm looking at my new asshole, and boy, it is white. It is perfect. It is the perfect color asshole I've always dreamed of, the asshole of my dreams. And then 5 minutes later, the owner walks in and says, guys, our nation is under attack. And I realized at that moment, you have to live in the moment. Because 1 minute, I'm the happiest I ever am with my new asshole. The next minute, we are at war with radical Islam. All right, there we go. All right, new one, try it out. So guys, I read that the word douchebag is now the most popular word, like, what would you call it? Insult amongst teenagers these days. And I stopped using the word douchebag when I realized my definition of a douchebag had grown to include anyone that looked remotely happy or confident. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Good dude.
Thank you.
Good dude.
Thank you.
All right, next to the stage will be Morgan, followed by Dana, and then Joseph. All right, give it up for Morgan. Morgan.
Okay, let me just put this somewhere else. I don't want to do anything I'll regret. You know, Pat left. I think if you break a mic stand, you're obligated to stay for a whole open mic, guys. Am I right? Am I right? I think if you break shit in the room, you have to stay. And also he fucked up the vibe in the room. The fuck, Pat? God damn it. It is a little weird in here. Some weeks it's great. Some weeks it's weird. Today was one of those weird days. And the thing is, he might be more successful than all of us because he took a huge fucking risk. And it didn't pay off, but if Zach Galifianakis did that, it would have been the shit also. So, am I right? Because he's just like, I'm just thinking about it. And the thing is, like, he was home writing it, and he was like, nothing will go wrong. You know what I mean? I thought that's interesting. What if his whole act was like coming on stage, breaking shit, and then fixing it with the tape he brought on stage with him? Wow, that'd be funny. What's going on in my life? I have a friend, a really close friend of mine, and I'm pretty sure he is gay. I've known him for a long time. And I've been thinking about fucking him to help him come out. Does that make me gay or a really great friend? You know what I mean? I don't know. I've been thinking about it. A little thought I had. You ever talk to Greenpeace just because you're lonely? You don't even like, you're not going to help them, but you just figured you spend time with somebody. You know. Also, Waldo, we talked about Waldo a little bit today. I think it'd be interesting to photobomb as Waldo. It'd be fun. Thoughts that I had during everybody's sets. But what is going on in my life? Honestly, this I had my heart broken for the first time, for real, and that's never happened to me. Not to say that like it's just like I put myself out there. I really invested in a person for the first time, and then this chick broke my heart. And I got this email yesterday, and it was like it was terrible. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna hide that. It's the strong ones who cry, okay? And I'm working at the Apple store, and then I had to go on my break. I got this email. I was like, oh my god, this is the worst email. I started shaking. I couldn't handle it. And like, I tried to go back to sell iPads, and I was like, fuck this. I was like, yeah, I gotta leave work. And then I worked 3 blocks from the beach in Santa Monica. So like, it was the one time in my life that I hated that the beach was 3 blocks away, because it was like the only place. Where else was I gonna go to cry, guys? Away from the beach? You have to go to the beach to cry, because it's there. Like a cliche. That's all I'm saying. Fuck the beach. What am I going to do? Go to Ralph's and cry in the spice section? That would have been original, though. That would have been funny. I could have told that instead. I thought I have broken somebody's heart. And the guilt involved with that was pretty awful. And I also cried that time. But I'd rather break like 1,000 hearts than have somebody like hurt your feelings. You know? I'd rather be like stabbed in the face over and over again. I don't know. I'm just working it out, guys. It's just happened. Now when I see people that are in love, what I say to them now, and this has only happened in 24 hours, obviously. I saw this couple, and I was like, look, I really hope you guys get married and have children, have grandchildren, because I'd hate to see when you guys get hurt. That wasn't funny. I'm just being real. Just being sincere. Just want to continue with making the vibe here different. That's all. That's all I want to do. And I'm going to keep coming back. It's been a lot of fun. I wish the rest of you a lot of luck. And it's a good night. Ian, come back up here, man.
Thanks for emphasizing that I'm small. I haven't done enough as high as possible. All right, next we've got Dana, followed by Joseph and Steve. Give it up for Dana. Yeah, there we go. The vibe isn't weird anymore, is it? No, come on.
Pretty good. Right on. Thanks, Ian. Thank you. Thanks a lot, you guys. This is awesome. Cool. I'm gonna just dive right in because I'm trying to memorize some shit. Okay. I read a lot of self-help books because I used to think I liked myself, but then I realized I was just using me to get to someone else. That's pretty deep. And I discovered this. The only thing worse than buying a 5-CD self-help audio set is returning it. Because the clerk said, what's the reason for your return? And I said, look at me. Does it look like I've awakened the giant within? Because I haven't. So, my therapist told me that I have to just let go of my feelings. That's what she said, let go of your feelings. So I've begun selling them after my shows. $1 for happiness, $10 for depression, because the depression lasts longer. The happiness, you're lucky if it makes it out to the car. So, and I had to get a new therapist because my old one told me I had to take responsibility for my feelings, and I was like, $180, bitch, I think you could take some responsibility for my feelings. But then I got the new one, and I was really excited going in, because, you know, every time you go to a new therapist, you're like, oh, what's my big opening going to be? Like, should I open with my parents got divorced after 37 years? Or do I go with, I was once attacked by a homeless woman with an umbrella? Or do I go with something light, like something about, like, airline food? Or, I don't know, maybe I should ask her where she's from. I think I'm going to cut, or do I just cut this joke altogether, which is, I think, going to be the answer. So, the therapist that I go to now, she's great because she takes notes. She takes notes the whole time. code. You know, and I just want to say to her, Gina, it is Gina, right? Yeah, appreciate your zeal, but many have come before you, and even if you crack the code, slay the dragon, and capture the kingdom, there's no buried treasure there. Probably just some resentment and leftover Subway. So, I always like those people that are like, I don't know, I just never needed a therapist. I just never needed one. I always find like, aren't those the people who need it the most? Those are always the people I just want to go up to them and be like, you're the reason the rest of us are in therapy. So, I did, I'm going to take a turn here. I did switch to Kaiser Health Insurance. I'm sure you noticed because I'm thriving. And what I love about the Kaiser Health Insurance is they make it a point to let all their members know that anything having to do with mental health, psychiatric is kept confidential and private and completely separate from everything else. And if you didn't get that memo, then you'll know when you walk into 4700 Sunset Boulevard and you wait by a bank of elevators that say 5th floor psychiatric. No like 5th floor mental wellness, no like counseling, no code words, just like psychiatric. And then when I get there, I think my favorite part is then when I'm in the elevator and somebody tries to be polite and they're like, oh, what floor? And I'm like, 5th floor, 5th floor. Something went wrong when I was a kid. We don't know what. That's why I'm going to go upstairs and we try and work it out with Dr. Bobeck. Bobeck. That's a cool name. I haven't met her yet. And to meet with a social worker first to find out if I'm social. And then when I get up there, they ask me how I'm going to pay for it. And I'm like, I think I'm going to go with American Express because they cover my baggage, which I have a lot of. And also, I almost qualify for some Bose noise cancellation headphones, and I think it'll cancel out some of the noises in my head. So there's one more part to that. I don't think I have time for one more. What am I at? 30 seconds? Yeah. Okay. And then I feel very warm and comfortable talking to the psychiatrist there because she's very warm and friendly, and she sits behind a computer mainframe that's hooked up to the rest of Kaiser. So that makes me feel good. She's like, have you ever had any suicidal thoughts? And I'm like, only if it's going on your Twitter feed. Does alcoholism run in your family? I don't know. Why don't we go ahead and Skype my dad? I think he'll be comfortable with that. Okay. Thank you very much, you guys. I am taping thank you. I am taping a CD this weekend. I gotta fly out because I'm gonna meet a friend who's gonna help me punch up some of that shit. But I'll have postcards over there, and I'm doing comps for comics, so please pick it up. I'd love to have you guys. Thank you. Thank you. The elbow.
The elbow bump. All right. Joseph followed by Steve, and then Jake. Give it up for Joseph. Yeah.
You could go to Dana's CD taping, or you could come to my brand new comedy venue, Dangerfields 3 on Saturday. There'll be free beer. Are you offering free beer, Dana? No, you're not.
I am now. And I'll put out, too.
Like I won't. Guys, I used to go see a therapist. By the way, if you carefully place a space into the word therapist, it makes the rapist. That's not a coincidence, is it? I don't know. But I used to see a therapist for a while, and during that time, I was writing a book, and one day I walked in there and I said, I finished my book. It's being published. And she said, is that the book about sports gambling? And I was like, you fucking cunt, I've been paying you $40 a week for a year now, and you think I'm a sports nut? Look at me! You can look at me and see I don't like sports. So that's what I said to her. I quit therapy soon after, and I'm still unhappy. So, therapy's a big waste of fucking time. Can't fix what ain't broke. Anyway. What's going on back here, guys? I hear you back there, you fuck. What's going on? How dare you disrupt my set? The only thing back there is a piece of that broken microphone stand. When Morgan said there was a weird environment in the room after that, or a weird vibe in the room. I was like, there was probably a weird vibe before. This is never a good mic. There's always a weird vibe in here. No offense, Ian.
It's not your fault.
Oh yeah, of course.
I've given up on the fantasy of being booked on one of the real shows here, so I'll just say what I want and leave. But maybe I'll work on the stuff I was coming here to work on instead of just complaining about other people who performed earlier. Guys, here's a startling statistic I either read or just made up. 10 out of 10 potheads are completely worthless fuck-ups. Here's something you will never hear a pothead say. Hey guys, check it out, I just discovered the cure for leukemia. You won't hear that because the cure for leukemia isn't printed on the back of a log of raw cookie dough, okay? Gotcha. The other thing I wanted to worry about is too long, and I spent too much time complaining about Dana. So, Dana. Yeah, no, for sure, I'm gonna come and pay $10 to watch you perform. You didn't watch me perform for free. At the open mic. Get real, Dana. Who the fuck are you? And you bumped me. You bumped me for nothing. I had already memorized my jokes. God damn it. Also, I wrote my jokes. I'm not going to go, after this mic, I'm not going somewhere else to have someone else help me write my jokes. I wrote them. It's done. Anyway, I wrote them and then I memorized them. That's how being a comedian works, if anybody was curious. Well, she always pops up on my people you may know, and now I know her, and I will not be befriending her on Facebook. Fuck. Alright. So is there a weird vibe in here now, or did that clear up yet? Alright, Ian, rescue me. Come on, man. I guess I'm done. No, I don't deserve it, guys. But give it up for Ian, would ya?
He deserves it.
Joseph Larkin can always be counted to clear up the weird vibe in any room. All right, next, our last three comics, actually. Give it up for Steve, followed by Jake, and then Danny. Give it up for Steve. Let's not still be weird in here. All right.
I notice that sometimes Ian will turn that light off with a little more force than other times, depending on how it went up here. I'm working some stuff out for a show I'm going to do in Utah. So let's pretend this is Salt Lake City for a moment here, guys. I got these guys that come to Salt Lake City. They're a little weirded out. They're like, thought it was going to be strange here because of all the Mormons. But no, guys, it's totally normal. Just think of Mormonism is just Christianity fan fiction. It's the same character, put in a little different scenario. That's exactly the reaction I'm expecting there as well. They love that joke. I am going to Utah. Salt Lake City is kind of weird, man. It's like the Mormons kind of have a more accelerated life plan. Like they get married soon. Salt Lake City is like the world capital of 23-year-olds talking about their divorce. I noticed that. They have kids soon, and a little side effect of that is when guys there enter their affliction T-shirt, embroidered back pocket jean wearing douchebag phase, they are sometimes dragging a 2 or 3-year-old kid in it with them. Salt Lake City is also the world capital of the father-son faux hawk. That's a 10, I think. I quit my job yesterday by not getting up and going to it. It's like the 5:30 a.m. Steve made it a decision that the 9:30 a.m. Steve had to live with when I woke back up and realized that I was unemployed again. Not a great job. I made it about 7 days this one. I've been going through a lot of jobs here in LA. When I'm kind of getting to realize that the easier a job is to get, the harder it is to keep doing. This place was not very selective. I looked over at the application. they solicit on the telephone for charity. They wanted to see what we knew about political events, how we would talk about current events. And they asked a question, what is the most significant event of 2011? And the guy next to me wrote down September 11th. And he was hired. I think he's probably still there. He outlasted me at that job. There's really no feeling more depressing than going through orientation at a job you already know you hate. I think if it's like anything, it's probably like watching a rape scene in a movie sitting next to a rapist. I think that's what that's like. Anyway, this break been great. I'll see you guys later. Thanks.
All right, let's keep some positive vibes going for the last two, Jake and then Danny. Give it up for Jake.
Positive vibes? You don't have to worry about that. That's gonna be all fine. I realized today that animals don't commit suicide. Like, all right, let me take that back. I think that there's been reported that certain breeds of ants will commit suicide to protect the colony. But I don't think that really counts as suicide. They're being martyrs in a way. What I'm saying is, is that what separates us from the animals? That we commit suicide because we're lonely? Is that what it makes? I mean, then you must think, let's accept that premise, then is civilization in existence because somebody slit their wrists? If that's the only difference between us and the animals, that's, I mean, God, there has to be a higher power with a really fucked up sense of humor. That the reason that civilization exists is because of stupidity. That, look, killing yourself is dumb. And don't get me wrong, I think about doing it plenty of times. At least 3 times on the way coming here. It's especially easy when you have a car. You can just crash into anything. It's instant. I think so. I don't know. Don't worry about, oh man, I didn't want to comment on the weirdness. I will say, I want to congratulate each and every one of you, not for sticking around, but nobody made a Dick Clark death joke. Woo! Yeah. Look at that, you classy motherfuckers. Good for you. Good for you. I believe the tax deadline was today, right? Was that right? Yeah. I have not had to worry. I don't know. I haven't ever had to worry about taxes. Ever. Not because I'm rolling in money. It's the opposite of that. I've never made a lot of money. So much so that I don't have to bother reporting it to the government. And that is why my dream now is to pay taxes. I would love it if once in my life I made enough money to know what 6 figures actually means. Like, I don't understand that is like what amount of money that it doesn't concern me. I just worried about, am I gonna have bread today to eat? That's still a problem that people have apparently. It's not just like in the 1940s and people are shoveling out money for bread. I worry about eating bread on a daily basis. 1940s problems, guys. All right, let's bring it on home, right? Yeah. Bring it on home with positive vibes. I don't know if I'm capable of it, man. I don't know if I'm capable of it. How am I supposed to be a positive person when every time I see a girl, I'm like, that's another girl I'm not going to date. Yeah, right. Have a nice life. I say that preemptively without ever talking to them. How am I supposed to be? I need therapy, but I can't afford it. All right. Have a good night, guys. Have a good night.
All right, guys. Last comic of the evening. Give it up for Danny. Give it up. Come on. Let's go. Last comic, guys.
Hollywood, and I don't want to do that. And I came here for like the stars and the hookers, but like they're too damn expensive, and like I call them, like I try to bargain with them, like maybe like I don't know, like $20 for 5 minutes, but they hang up on me. It's just like $250 for an hour. It's just like, what do you give me, a unicorn or something like that? And you know what I'm saying? Do you guys like hookers at all, or? Yeah, so like I have a dream, like I don't look like Martin Luther King, but like I want to make it out here. Like I moved from Boston, Mass, and I got to spread my wings and fly like a bird, beautiful gazelle. Yeah, and yeah, I see these Hollywood fuckers, and I just want to do what they're doing, like go to the Taj Mahal and have a lot of sex. And but my mother's an alcoholic, my father's an alcoholic, so I can't get into drugs or anything like that. Because I hear people do some crazy shit when they go to AA, like they fall off the wagon. And this one girl ended up going to a carnival. She got pregnant by a carny in just 1 week. And yeah, so it's pretty crazy. But I've been looking around for a job, and I'm just like, I go in all these places, and I'm just like, oh, are you hiring? And they're like, no, try next week. So I come back, and I'm like, okay, you guys hiring now? And she's like, no, try next week. And I'm like, I need a fucking job, like, you know? It's tight out there. The economy's low, and there's a lot of dick to be sucked. Yeah, and, I actually didn't even know this thing was here. I just thought it was like a watch thing, so I just came here to do my shit. And, yeah, what about this joke? I think like that, since I like sex so much, like the meaning of life is sex, because we clean our cars for sex, we clean our houses so we can have sex in them, and then we quit smoking so we can have sex faster. And it's just like a crazy world we live in. Like, what do you want to do with your life?
You're looking at it.
Oh, cool, yeah, because I hate when you go up to someone and they tell you, like, that you shouldn't be doing something. Like, it's your fucking life, you can do what you want, you know? Like, have fun, you know? It's just like, once in a lifetime opportunity. And, yeah. And I think, like, the #1 rule to make it in Hollywood, just wash your balls, do your laundry, and, you want to smell like a sack of potatoes at those auditions. And, don't say hi to Matt Damon, don't chase Matt Damon, and stick your ground and throw your dick in the air, have fun. Yeah, the world is changing, can you feel it? Like, things are happening, worlds are colliding, universes are coming in, like, do you believe in aliens and stuff like that? Because they're fucking real. Like, they're coming from outer space and Mars, like, they found water out there, like, that's fucking crazy. Like, I just was thinking, like, what if there's somewhere out there where there's like a guy with like 10 dicks and he's just coming everywhere and like he's jacking off all his dicks like and like if you had 10 dicks, would you jack off like one first or would you just do them all at the same time and they just come everywhere? Yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And like the girls out here are fucking like so hot, like I just want to get up in that, but like it's just like they don't say hi to me at all, like they just walk past me, but like have you ever seen a girl where like her ass is just like whoa, and like you can't control yourself, so you gotta talk to her, but then she's just like she keeps walking, doesn't say shit. But I'll find a way to get at her. I feel like I want to adopt a baby seal because like I don't know, they're just so cute and like I just wouldn't know where to store it, but like I hear they're really good at volleyball, so like I could take it to the beach and it could like win all the tournaments for me and like we could fuck together, you know what I mean? And yeah. And also I want to adopt a panda, but they're endangered, so I gotta get a hold of one soon if you guys know any people, any pandas or anything. And yeah. So I see the hobos on the street here and they're not like the ones in Boston, they're crazy, man. Like they come at you and their fingernails aren't yellow, they're purple. And it's a totally different breed of hobo. I just don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
Right.
Have fun. Thanks.
A lot of dick out there to be sucked, guys. Have a great night. My name's Tindell. We'll be back here next Wednesday. Take it easy.